Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny Berba. Wasn't planning to make any videos today, I was just going to relax, but I had to make this video today because it's too fresh in my mind. I know it's going to help you guys. Just worked with a new client today in London. I'm not going to say his name as I never give people's names away without their consent. But I worked with this guy for 2 hours. It's the first session that he did with me. Did an introduction session to my 6 weeks program. And it is true, it's so exciting. When you teach people, you really do learn. And for most people that first take part in coaching, because I've got a mentor myself, I've had coaching, so I'm a teacher and I'm a student. So I know sometimes when you're a student, you're learning it, you can be made to feel that you've got nothing to offer, that the guru is mentoring you and you're not learning anything, you're not doing anything back from. That's never true. It's never true, especially when you're teaching from an honest place, which I always do because I'm compassionate. I know how it feels to struggle with anxiety and lacking confidence in women and so forth. And the reason I wanted to make this video is because it wasn't just this very fucking brave young man, sorry I'm swearing, passionate, it's just many students that I work with. It teaches me back, it confirms that what I'm teaching is on point and it's changing people's lives. It also confirms that the problem that men have, a lot of men have, everyone who comes and works with me, I keep saying it, I sound like I'm preaching to the choir. The problem is not just struggling with women. This is a social phobia. This is a social anxiety. Most people don't want to talk about social anxiety because social anxiety is not a popular word. It's not a word, again, that we use in our social language much. Social anxiety is a word that can be associated with there's something wrong with me, or a doctor has prescribed me, or what's the right word? Oh God, happening to me all the time now. I've been diagnosed, and it's no different. Having social anxiety is no different to suffering low self-esteem, lacking confidence. It's just getting down to the real word. Now, I had it, I'm not ashamed of it, very proud of it. I wouldn't have achieved the things I've achieved. I wouldn't be a confident man if I didn't admit to it and work on it. So social anxiety is one name, but there's many other names. I'm going to go through some of the names because I think lots of people sometimes get confused when I'm teaching, because some videos I'm talking about getting good with women, I may say day game, getting confident. I'm talking about social anxiety in another video, but it's all linked. So social anxiety is social phobia, it is shyness, it is, if this is even a word that you guys will understand me because I'm half Irish, it's introvertedness. It's being so introverted where you're afraid to express yourself regardless of who you're around. It doesn't make a difference. When I had social anxiety, I wasn't comfortable in me. So do you understand? So guys I work with initially, when they first come, they're getting in touch with me because they're not fully comfortable in themselves. This is exciting. This is not something that we should be ashamed about, although I know it's difficult when you're going for it, because that's how I felt. And of course, we do live in a society, especially in Western culture, where it's not the norm to talk about your problems, but your problems become your solution. So the reason I want to make this video today, I just want to make more awareness. I want to make people that have got social anxiety not feel there's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. It's a fear. It's no different to saying to someone who's overweight, in a sense, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just not, they need to be disciplined. They need to practice the discipline of going on a diet and then slimming down. I know that's a bad analogy, but you understand my point. So whether you're struggling to speak to women or you're struggling to speak to your fellow sex, which is men, it's the same thing. Okay, I know with women, you want to sleep with women, it's the opposite sex, you're not gay. You might be gay, maybe you're not. So obviously you're going to say, but it's not different. That's what I realized, guys. That's what I realized on my whole search. When I was uncomfortable around women, I was uncomfortable around everyone. And I was uncomfortable with myself. So that's why when you've got social anxiety and you're by yourself, you get a lot of divided thoughts. You get a lot of negativity. You get a lot of depression. You can get highs and lows. You can get incredible highs of feeling amazing. You can get lows. You can get days when you feel okay, you can socialize. Other days you can't. And I'm going to go through some of the symptoms of social anxiety. And for me, I'm comfortable with it because I've overcome it and I teach it and I've got the fine pleasure of teaching it. So if you recognize any of these things, it's very likely you're suffering from social anxiety. Now, before I go through this, I will say, and the student said this to me today, he was right, every single living human being has got social anxiety. Because that means unless you're a guru, unless you're enlightened and you're some Eastern guru that like Eckhart Tolle, then maybe not. Maybe they still have it, I don't know. I can't prove that, I haven't met them. But everyone has a little bit of healthy skepticism or nervousness when you're meeting new people, and we need that. We wouldn't be humans if we didn't. But if you've got high levels of anxiety, especially for no reason, with people that you know you're comfortable with, you should be comfortable with, and you're not, then you need to do something about it. The first sign of social anxiety for me is feeling anxious around people, is feeling nervous when there is no rational reason to feel afraid. So let me give you a scenario. Maybe it's Christmas Day, maybe it's Easter, or if you're a Muslim, you celebrate Eid. Maybe there's a family gathering, and when you go into the room, your heart starts beating fast. You feel nervous, you feel monosyllabic, you can't fully get your words out, you're in your head, you're thinking about what shall I say, is it the right thing to say, you're filtering a lot. So if you're around people and you're heavily filtering, remember, we all do this, but if you're doing it heavily, and as I said, the clearest sign that you've got social anxiety is that you're nervous around people. That's it, period. So if you're nervous around people, of course you're going to be nervous around attractive women. You're probably going to be more nervous around attractive women. So what I'm saying is, if you want to improve your social anxiety and you want to improve your dating life, you need to see it as a whole thing. You don't need to separate. You don't need to go, well, I've got social anxiety over here and I'm not going to tell anyone about this and I'm going to hide it, because it's what I did for years, guys. Stay with me. This is videos on point. It's going to save your life. But I'm going to hide that. I'm going to bury that under the closet, and I'm just going to pretend that I struggle with women a bit, even though you probably do struggle with women. So what I'm saying is, you guys can save a lot of pain, because I went through hell, guys, to get here. You got no idea, believe me. But I don't regret it. This is my journey. If you want to save yourself the pain, you can just start talking about it and admitting it. You're not going to be beheaded. You're not going to be abandoned. You're not going to be killed, although it feels like that. So what the student said to me today was, it was a fantastic session we had. What I said to him, the same thing. I said, I'll show you how to approach women. I'll teach you how to pick women up on the street. I'll teach you day game. I'll show you that all day. But you're not ready for that at this moment in time. You've got anxiety, and we can work on that. We can talk about it. We can get more comfortable with me. So this is what I do. And I'm not saying this, guys, in a patronizing way, like I'm a super guru, because I'm not a super guru. I'm a friend, I'm support, and I'm a good coach. What I'm saying is, a lot of men I work with are nervous of me, and I know that. That's expected. That's why I cater towards them in a way that they'll get more comfortable with me, through the exercises, through spending time with me. I've told you some of it's spiritual, most of it's practical, and it's relationship building. I found the method that works. I've said it before, my teaching has gone to a different level. It's much more tighter in the sense that I go deeper with my teaching. So yes, of course, I help men with confidence to get better with women. I help men to build their self-esteem. I teach men dating advice. I teach you how to get a phone number, how to text a girl, what to do on a day, how to sleep with a girl, being ethical, how to start a relationship, how to have more dating options in your life. But this is all in sync with social anxiety. I'll go through some more symptoms, sorry. So if you're getting on trains and you're not comfortable, and it's really bad to the point where you can't make eye, if you get on the tube, say pretend I'm on the tube now, right? You're on the tube with me. Now let's just pretend that you guys are obviously watching this video now, so you're on the camera with me. Let's imagine we're on the tube. Now I'm comfortable with it, I'm comfortable looking at you guys, because technically I'm speaking to you guys right now when this video goes out. So I'm imagining I'm with you guys now. So I'm going to show you what social anxiety looks like on the train. So if you're looking at me and I start doing that, or I start doing that, or I start getting my phone out. Now I'm not saying, bear with me, that every person who gets their phone out on the train's got social anxiety. I'm just saying, if you have it, well, you know you have it. I'm just basically helping you to bring this out and to admit it to people, to cleanse it and to clear it. So basically, I'm doing this video when I'm just speaking out loud for you guys, yeah? So you find it difficult, and if you feel this coming, I'm gonna just impersonate, because I don't have this no more, but I used to have it really strong. If you feel your breathing is like that, and it gets intense, and you feel like people are judging you, and you're like, I've got to get off the train, that's what I went through. So I know my stuff, guys. Now, this is gonna sound mental. Stay with me, but it's gold. This same fear, this same phobia that you're getting on the train is affecting your sexual relationships with women. because social anxiety comes from a fear of social judgment, which in the deeper psychology is some form of low self-esteem. If you go deeper, self-esteem means you feel that you don't fully love yourself. Don't panic. I was the same. I didn't love myself years ago. I've got the anecdote. The channel is all about it. Just by watching this video, you're connecting. So this is what's making you feel inadequate around women. Now, what's exciting is we're human beings. We all have fears. We all have insecurities. As I said, everyone has got some healthy amount of social fear. We need it. Otherwise, you know, and when we say be ourselves, I'm saying to the best version we can. Otherwise, people will be on the trains naked. People would be speaking their mind every second of the day. And obviously, we need some social constraints to protect each other. So we're not going to offend each other too much. But if we're at a stage where we really can't express ourselves and it's painful, we've got anxiety, we feel we can't trust people, we can't connect with them, you've got to get it handled. You guys got to get it handled. And I'm just going to be straight. I'm not forcing you. But it's likely that you do need a mentor. You do have to get coaching. And luckily, I think I'm one of the only people in the dating industry that specializes in the area of social anxiety. So I do specialize in teaching you how to get better with women. But the main area is to help you get comfortable with people. If you get comfortable with people and you get that inner peace, picking up women is a piece of cake. Picking up women is easy. But there's no point, teaching you guys how to pick women up and how to take girls home and how to go on dates if you're not comfortable with people. Because women are people. When you go on a date with a woman, you're going to be around people. The waiters could be a man. And if you're not comfortable with your family, I wasn't. So everything I'm saying towards you, this is what I went through. I want to do this video to help people. Because I had no one to do this for me when I was struggling. There was no one telling the truth. There was no one coming on YouTube saying, this is a serious matter. It's a fear of people, and we can't afford to be afraid. We are human beings. So if you're afraid of people, you're afraid of life. You're afraid of yourself. There's no joy there, guys. I've been there. I was oppressed. I was crying. I was angry. It made me violent. It made me ashamed. It gave me panic attacks. It gave me diarrhea. It made me think I was ugly. It was not true. It was irrational fears, and I said it already because my dad was hard on me. He bullied me a bit, and I got bullied by people at school, and I became violent myself, and it created more and more social phobia. So the answer is love, but as I said before, it's not love and peace, rubbing candles, going spiritual and losing the plot. No, nothing wrong with going out on the street learning how to meet women. Nothing wrong with getting laid if it's from an ethical place. And if you want it to be unethical, that's your choice. I'm just not teaching that. So, continue on the symptoms. Nervous on trains. Find yourself not being present when you're with people. So you might be with a friend, you trust him, he's your friend, but you just can't be there. You're in your mind all the time, you're nervous, you're thinking ahead, you're worrying about things all the time. But remember what I said, these are all very, very normal human things, but when they're to such a degree where they're unmanageable and it's an abnormality in the sense that you're too afraid, you can't concentrate and sit with people, that's social phobia. Struggle to make eye contact, feel like when people are looking at you that you're being judged, and you can't hold eye contact for too long, that's a clear sign of social phobia, social anxiety, shyness. And it all comes from a lack of self-worth. And I'm here to show you guys the proof, to show you that you can make this change. It takes a lot of courage. And as human beings, we need to talk about it more. We need to talk about it, because when you talk about it, you heal. So with my teaching on the 6 weeks program, there's 2 things I teach towards overcoming social anxiety and getting better, helping the guys to get better at day game. I teach the psychological aspect, the counselling side, which is this. I'm doing it right now. I have conversations with people, getting them to talk about their feelings and how they feel, and getting people to get more comfortable with me and building a relationship with me. And I've been through it myself, so there is no judgment on my side. I could never judge a man for being nervous or afraid. I was the same, guys. I'm here to tell you that it's okay. It's exciting. You can move out of this and become socially confident. And then the second part of my teaching is teaching you the dynamics of social dynamics, which is to speak to women on the street in all situations. Another sign of social anxiety is being uncomfortable with people being too close to you. When I had social anxiety, if someone grabbed me like that, I felt scared, I felt afraid, I felt invaded. If someone was speaking to me like that, close quarters, I felt trembly, my hands would tremble. So, and of course, everyone's social anxiety ranges from different levels. I've worked with some very confident businessmen that are very socially confident, but they've still got elements of social anxiety. They still find it difficult when they come out of their role. If they're selling down the city, they might be in sales, they might be in finance, they might be working in the financial sector, they might be working in the tech world. These are areas I don't know much about, by the way, guys. It's not my field, but I work with lots of clients who work in these industries, and they're very confident in their job. But when they come out of that, they're socialised, they're nervous of people. They find it hard to express themselves, and this is the job. That's why I said what I teach is spiritual, practical, and it's all in the same basket. Do you understand? And it's like my guy said today, social anxiety is a word that people think it's not manly or there's something wrong with you. No, and I've said it before, there's nothing more than an alpha male or the man who faces his fears. I've told you guys, sometimes I get tics of social anxiety myself. People might think that's strange, that's why I'm a great teacher. I get nervous when I go and do public talks, but then when you think about it, who doesn't? But the difference is management. And this is what came out of the lesson today. One of the two things that came out for me that I learned as I was teaching this brave man was it's uncomfortable when you've got social anxiety. Talking to people can feel, a conversation can feel like a boxing match. It's tiring, it's nerve-wracking, it's scary. But this is how you grow, you get better the more you do it. And what's the other one? So being uncomfortable. The second one is management. I told the guy today, I said, if you think that I don't get afraid, I don't get fear, you're mistaken. I manage it well. And people can, it's not me being arrogant. People can feel when they meet me how relaxed, how self-confident I am, and that's nice because they can do the same. So, it's about facing it. It's about owning it, facing it, and working towards. So like I said, it's about to overcome, to get social anxiety out of your life and to get more confident with women. It's about admitting to the problem. It's about saying, I have social anxiety. I am shy around people. I'm not comfortable in myself. As soon as you do that, that's step one. Step two is the practical steps. You need to get a teacher. You need to go on a course, or you need to get someone that knows what they're doing. And the reason I know that you can't just get a wingman to help you if you've got social anxiety unless they're experienced in it, because sometimes it's going to do you more damage than good. I'm telling you straight. In the older days when I was just teaching more cold approach pickup back then, because my teaching was just primarily about teaching men to shag women, it was okay for me to partner people up and say go out. But I started to realise that men weren't fully being honest, because I was just teaching at the level that I knew. It was 4 years ago. I'm a lot more experienced as a teacher. Men were socially anxious, so they were not fully comfortable with the wingman. So we have to build relationships. We can't, I said it before, you can't be dishonest in your social life with your family and friends and then expect to go out on the streets in London and not have loads of approach anxiety. Now, again, it's not to be arrogant, guys. I'm excited to share this with you. I don't even hardly have any approach anxiety no more. That doesn't mean I don't get fear, because I've cleaned up so many areas of my life. You guys have seen I've been going through a transformation. So I'm with you guys on this. I'm going through it. Just because I'm teaching you and I'm helping you, I'm not a super guru. Although sometimes it would be nice to believe that, but it isn't true. But I'm a great teacher and I want to help, and I care. I care very much, because I had this problem myself and there wasn't much support around. There wasn't much blogs about it. There wasn't much people talking about it. Everything was dating advice, and of course, I never realised that I was so socially uncomfortable. I got used to being like that. I lived like that for so many years. I just thought it's normal. Then I realised it's not normal. Then I met more confident people and they didn't have what I had. They weren't nervous and trembly. I used to get nervous and awkward if I'd finished a conversation with someone and I was about to say goodbye and leave. I would feel awkward. I didn't know how to end the conversation. Little things like that are small but affect your life. And it's like what the guy said to me today, my student, and lots of other students say to me, this is going to improve every area of your life. We are sociable beings. We're social animals. So when we can't get to do that, of course it's going to cause pain. Of course you're going to feel suffering. Of course you're going to feel isolated. You're going to feel outcasted, because we are meant to connect with each other. And I want to keep saying it. You don't have to become someone you're not. You become your best self. I'm an introvert myself, guys. I'm a very confident introvert. I like being like this. So that's why my videos are not all fancy. My old stuff looked like that because I was still figuring myself out and growing. But now I know exactly who I am, and I know exactly who I'm to teach, and I know exactly what people need. And the problem, once again, is social phobia, social anxiety. That is inclusive with struggling with the women. And I've said it to the guy today who's asking me the sort of results that I get with other people that are taking my programs. We work on social anxiety and then they get laid with a girlfriend. It doesn't surprise me. I know I had the problem. The sexual fear, the approach anxiety on the street, the awkwardness on dates, it's the same problem. It's not conversation skills. It's not a pickup blueprint. It's not techniques. This stuff does not work. You cannot lie to someone who's congruent. If I sit with someone and they start trying tricks on me, I'll spot it like that. You know, like as if a fly just came. Look, right? I'm passionate today. It's as if someone holding their iPhone up and trying to tell me that they don't have an iPhone when they're speaking to me. The iPhone is here. Can you see it? You guys see it? So if you're trying to use pickup tricks and lie to people, you may get away with it with a few people that are also not very conscious, not very awake. They don't know themselves that well. But when you start encountering people that are congruent, and this is what you guys want to do, you want to grow your business, you want to get an attractive girlfriend, people are not going to fall for it. So that's why my teaching is about bringing it out. I don't give a damn. If I'm in a conversation with someone, and for whatever reason I feel nervous or intimidated, I'll say it. I'll say I'm a bit nervous, I'm overwhelmed. And it will just make the conversation go better. It doesn't happen to me as often now, but occasionally it does happen. It might happen, because you guys got to remember, I've overcome social anxiety, but technically I still suffer it, I still have it. But I manage it so well, it has the illusion that I don't have it. And if you meet me, you probably wouldn't be able to tell. But if you probably spent lots of time with me, you may see little bits. I'm excited to share that. I want to show people that I'm the proof of that. I want to show people that you can have an amazing dating life, you can have great friendships, honest, and you can, I told you guys, this is about love. This is about connecting to love. And there's nothing unmanly about it. There's nothing beta male, there's nothing soppy. If you think it's soppy, you come and do the training with me. Because when the guys come work me, it ain't soppy, believe me boy. Soppy's the last thing it is. This is a man's work. So it's just exciting to share this, and you guys can see I'm getting more knowledge, I'm getting better at teaching it and explaining it more. So I am going to be doing more demonstration videos on YouTube. You guys should, sorry, my neck's, I twitched my neck. You guys should know me by now. I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm actually going to be bringing out a new product this year on social anxiety. It's going to be a second part to the 30-day anxiety program. So if you guys haven't checked that out, you should get the program. That'd be a good starting point. I've said before, products are never going to be better than live coaching, but it's a stepping stone. I'm going to be doing a lot more dating videos on meeting women, on demonstrations on what to do on dates, but it's all going to be relevant. I teach men how to overcome fear. I don't teach you methods and tricks. There's lots of people who do that. You can go to them, and I don't directly teach men to shag women, but what I teach you, and how I help you to overcome fear, you'll have access to shagging women. You'll have that choice if you want. I've said it isn't something that fulfills me now, but I understand I'm at a different stage in my journey. I've been doing this a long time, and I understand if you want to get into a relationship, of course you're a man, of course you're going to want to sleep with a woman. It's normal, it's natural. You want to get a girlfriend, you want to experience women more. There's nothing wrong with that. I just teach honesty, and I teach you guys how to be congruent. And it's all about congruency and love. This is the way to overcome social phobia. So getting on trains and being awkward amongst family gatherings, finding it difficult maybe to go and have, I know I work with lots of businessmen, and they still sometimes say to me that they feel very nervous when they're going to meetings. So with my teaching, it will reduce the fear, it will pull that fear right down, make them, and of course you're going to close more deals. It will improve your bit. I'm so excited to share it. It will improve everything. So all those little situations and ticks, and we can bring these things out, the divided force. So I would be having a conversation with someone, this is like 6-7 years ago, and I would be worrying that they think bad things about me. I'd go into a room and think that everyone thinks I'm a bad person. It's all irrational phobias coming up. And now I don't have those feelings and phobias. And if they ever do arise and come at me for whatever reason, I know how to manage them and say that's not me and get rid of them. So it's all management, and when you manage it so well over time, it just disappears. And you just feel great around people. You just want to be around people. You want to share yourself. You want to connect. You're not frightened no more. And that's the biggest thing I see in the dating industry. Men are frightened of speaking to women, and they're frightened of getting to know themselves. So I won't go too heavy, because I appreciate that some of you followers are new. It may sound a bit complicated, it can sound quite spiritual, which it is. I'm talking about on the practical element. You've got to practice getting on trains and relaxing more. You've got to practice eye contact. You've got to practice breathing more. You've got to practice being honest and calling it out. You know, I've worked with just so many amazing guys, and there's too many to think at the moment right now, but so many guys have changed their lives, and this is what I'm doing on my 6 weeks program. So if you guys are interested in working with me, send me an email and get in touch. And the way I work is it's very simple. It's a 2-hour introduction session. I'll take you out for 2 hours. and we go for a walk, we have a chat. The chat is about an hour, a real in-depth chat, no bullshit guys. You guys are going to tell me what you're struggling with, what you're afraid of. I'm going to give you a solution, and then we're going to do some approaching on the street and speak to women, and then we go from there. And if we get on well, we work together, and you can see the gold in what I teach, and you can feel it's going to work for you, we'll then go on to the 6 weeks program, and that's just awesome. And I'll talk to you more about that over the email if you get in touch with me, and we can go through the details and so forth. But yeah, I was excited to share that with you guys. It's really exciting. So the 2 things to remember to overcome social anxiety: one is to admit it, is to be honest about it, is to tell as many people that you have it. And the second one is to take practical action, start working on it, and putting yourself in situations that make you feel uncomfortable, get better at managing feelings, desensitizing yourself, and eventually it will go, and you'll be socially free of fear and social judgment, and you'll just love connecting with people. And that will be the same for talking to women and picking women up, and the same for socializing with the same sex. All right, pleasure guys. Look out for more content, by the way. I'm probably going to be uploading tomorrow. I'm going out to hit the streets tomorrow, and I'm going to be doing more practical demonstrations, but I've got so much coming this year. I'm dead excited. All right, pleasure. All right, enjoy your weekend. Bye.